What is up, everybody? TC here with Smoky Mountain Knife Works, SMKW.com, and today I'm joined by our very own Bobby Bartee, and we are back at it again with another Knife Tales for you. And this one, I promise you, is fantastic. You're going to want to stay tuned and hear about this. But before we get started, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you will know when we drop new videos. Now, without further ado, let's light it up. So, Bobby, thank you so much for joining us here today. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, TC. Glad to be a part of it.
Now, since I started working here, Isaac and I both have heard stories about this knife, and we really want to talk about the things that we've got here on the table. And this is really what this is all about. We started this series because the people out there really enjoy hearing neat stories about from the knife community and where some of this stuff comes from and some of the history of it all. And you've got some really neat stuff here that we wanted to talk about, and a really cool story that goes along with it. So now you've been with the company for a few years now.
About 11 years, yeah.
And we were talking about that. It's very funny how retirement works, right?
It is. When you come looking for a part-time job, you sit down, and then you figure out, well, he didn't say anything about part-time. I'll just go home and tell my wife how many days am I working, and she said, how many days are you working? I said, about all of them right now. So, but that's been about 11 years ago, and it's been good. It's a unique place to work.
It is. It is. Well, let's talk about the things that we have here on the table now. Where did these come from, and what's the story behind?
Well, my daughter, I have 3 children, but one of my daughters, I was privileged that she had the opportunity or felt a need or an opportunity to go on a mission trip, and I didn't know where she's going, so she said, I'm going to Africa. And I said, oh, you are? So then she went to Kenya, and she enjoyed it and brought back beautiful pictures and loved the people. But I asked her, what city are you going to? She said, in the bush where the Maasai are. And she was able to work with the Maasai tribe, which is a beautiful people. And she was able to bring back some things to me from different trips. And I just marveled at it. And I said, and then about another year, she said, I'm going back. And a couple of years later, she said, I'm going back again. And so that's how that all came about. And some of the gifts that she's brought back to me is on the table here.
Now, you were talking about the beadwork here, and this stuff is absolutely gorgeous. It's extremely intricate. This is a status symbol for the people there.
It is with the tribes, yes.
And you can tell a lot of work goes into that, especially with this belt. That is absolutely gorgeous, and there's so much stitching that goes into that, and so much effort and attention to detail.
Yeah, just an old belt that a person just stood and took the time and stitched the seed beads into this and made this belt. You think it's Native American, but it's all this beadwork that they've done, and it's just stitched on the back of a common belt, and they sold it in the marketplace.
That's gorgeous. Now, we were talking also about the warriors of the Maasai tribe, and how much of a status symbol this is. So why don't we talk about that and about where that come from and how that came about?
Well, this knife here is a semi. Olalim, I think, is the proper name. It's a lion sword. All the warrior status, junior warriors, the Maasai are a warring group. They're nomadic, but I can't go into a lot of detail, but the main thing is they, from 15 to 20 somewhat, they would leave the village and go stay apart from the family or the mothers and stay out in an area. And then they would come to a point in their manhood where they would go from childhood into the warriorhood of the Maasai tribe, and they would have to go kill a lion and take parts of that lion to do product with. And all the Maasai warriors have this lion sword or this semi on the right side of their sash, and they all have it. And this is used for everything from clearing brush to cutting cattle or slaughtering cattle to peeling fruit. So, but it's unique in itself because of how it's made with spring steel, and it's just a unique knife. But all the warriors have this knife, and there's not much variation from this one from what you see all the other ones have.
That's fantastic, and it's like a rite of passage.
It's
a tool for them, but it's also a rite of passage into manhood, and that's really cool to see. You know, another culture like that, and how that works, because you know we are so far removed from something like that. We don't get to see something like that, and how important this is to that tribe. And how much that means, which leads me to my next question. How did she come about getting this?
Well, she was talking with one of the Maasai warriors, and they did a lot of things on the mission trips, but they became friends with the siblings, and the children would come, and I think my daughter always in the morning had a bottle of water and a Milky Way to give some of the kids, and they would always come, Miss Chara. They would get the candy and the bottle of water from her, and they would go back to wherever they went to. Well, there was a Maasai warrior that she noticed all these. Says, my dad just happens to work at a knife store. Is there any place that he can get something like this? Is there one of these in the marketplace? Oh, no, this is not. Says, well, I was looking for something like this or something or similar to it for my father. And he says, well, it's for your father. Here, honor me to honor your father, and everything. And she said, "No, I couldn't do it." She says, "I have a few more, but this would be for you to give to your father." And that's how I came about this knife here. So that is to me, it's very special.
That's fantastic, and I mean, honestly, me personally, I think that really speaks to their respect that they had for your daughter, and that is absolutely awesome. That's a really cool story. Folks, this has been awesome. Bobby, thank you so much for telling that story. That's really cool. Again, folks, if you like this video, like, share, comment, subscribe. We've had a blast, and we're going to be coming at you with more of these knife tales. And folks, remember, here at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, if it cuts, we carry it.